Welcome back. This is going to be pre-recorded because I'm too lazy to start a live right now. So I'm willing to let it take its time to upload at this point. But anyways, and yeah, flash is on. Not like it's going to do too much for long. But anyways, mostly because it's just that dark. And fitting for doing this at nights because we almost died by space. He did not know how lucky we are. We almost freaking died. Apparently an asteroid came within 300 kilometers of slapping into the planet. Like, what? I mean, it would have hit Antarctica and like, that's the other side of the planet, we'll be fine. Well, depending on the size of it, I mean, an asteroid hit the Gulf of Mexico, America, what the hell you want to call it, 65 million years ago, and it wiped out dinos across the planet. So, asteroids, depending on the size, it doesn't matter where they hit on the planet. Global destruction, depending on the size of the asteroid. I'm not sure about the size of this asteroid, but at the very least, penguins would have gone extinct. At least the ones that are in Antarctica. Because it's still global with zoos and stuff. And penguins are pretty much all across the southern hemisphere, all the way up to pretty much the equator, because there's like a species of penguins that lives in the Galapagos. But regardless, yeah, we almost freaking died. Oh, that's a lot of eyeballs. That is a lot of eyeballs. Luckily that's just deer. That one has antlers. Okay, that truck's going straight. We're good. Yeah. I realize there's so many eyeballs. You guys see the eyeballs, right? Oh my gosh, there's more eyeballs. There's a lot more eyeballs. There's some deer. There are just some deer. Oh, that was... If I didn't see the silhouettes of the deer, I would have been like, what the fuck? You guys are fine. You're good. Better not come after me. They're deer. They're not going to do that. But do gotta be mindful, there's more in these woods. Oh boy, that was spooky. That was hella spooky. All them eyeballs. Talk about an asteroid taking us out, and all these eyeballs looking at me. They were looking at me because of all the noise and then the light. Like, what are you doing? I'm just walking by. There's nothing easy about seeing a whole bunch of eyeballs looking at you in the middle of the night. Nope. You know, it's not even that middle of the night. It's like 8 o'clock. So, but still, all those eyeballs, never easy. Never an easy sight. Okay, that's a cat, I think. Yeah, that's a cat. Anyways. But yeah. That's a whole mess. But yeah, what I want to do is just sit around, relax a little bit, but there's no relaxing tonight. Gotta catch up on earthquakes, tropics, and then temperature extremes, strongest quake a day, word a day when that time comes. And then go from there. Because yeah, and looks like I'll have some space news to deal with in the coming days, especially considering a rock nearly took us all out. It just goes to show you gotta live life to the fullest, depending on how you ask, within the constraints, biblical constraints, obviously, but although that depends on who you ask on that regard. But still, gotta live life to the fullest. Because you never know when a rock's gonna be like, oh, hello, screw your planet. You know? Like, you never know. So you gotta keep that in mind. Honestly, I hope all the eyeballs are the thumbnail. That would have been fun. That would be funny. Come on, that would be funny. YouTube, I know you want to do that. The eyeballs being the thumbnail. But yeah, I already have a title idea for that when I get to it. But yeah, that's really not much to do it. Just, in fact, we almost died. That's literally the reason this thing exists. But also, yeah, the goal is still up for getting the $250 to get the truck legal, street legal. Although I'm still tempted to go up to the courthouse Tuesday with title paperwork. Not Tuesday, Friday. To verify what all needs to be done and what the actual price point is. But if I'm able to do increments, especially if it's enough increments to get street legal enough for me to utilize to get to and from work Saturday, that's a plus. But if not, then and be Halloween. But give or take, because of the Halloween being Chick Day, and I might have to work that. But regardless, that does seem to be it for right now, though. So stay safe out there. See you in the next video. Bye.